Koepka in the interview room. Brooks, you're on an incredible run of form in major championships at the moment, and you're coming into this week, I guess, with a lot of confidence. You know, someone who's played a lot of golf in Europe and other parts of the world, as well as succeeding so well in the US, how much would it mean to you to win the Open?
Yeah, it would mean a lot. I enjoy links golf. It's fun. I see so many different shots. I see every time I'm over a golf ball, I see about 20 different shots you could play, and to me that makes it interesting. It makes it fun. Being able to play so many different types of shots and get it close to the hole, using your imagination. That's what I enjoy. That's what makes it so much fun to play. And you know, you figure out a strategy. And luckily, my caddy has played this golf course. I can't tell you how many times. So that's a big advantage. It's nice to have him on the bag this week, and hopefully have a good week.
And how much of that local knowledge are you going to make use of? Obviously, he's got a great insight into the course.
Yeah, it's nice. Every hole I just step up on, and you tell me what to do. You've played it more than anybody, so just let him figure it out. He knows the spots to miss it, the spots to come in from, with different hole locations, different winds. It'll definitely have a little bit more confidence having him on the bag this week, and knowing this golf course so well. But I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll take questions from the floor. If you can raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start at the front.
Brooks, is there anything that Ricky might have told you over the last couple of days that maybe surprised you about this course? Because I think you said you never played here before, correct?
Yeah, no, I've never been to Northern Ireland, so never played the golf course. He's just told me spots where to hit it. You know, this is where you want to leave it. A couple holes. We don't hit many drivers. Hit 5, maybe 6 drivers, and that'll, if the wind direction stays the same as it's been the last 4 days. But you know, you're just trying to avoid bunkers. That's all. And links golf, that's all I'm trying to do. I feel like that's the biggest penalty you can make out here, or biggest mistake you can make. And if you can avoid those and put yourself on the right side of the hole, you're going to have a good chance to win the tournament.
Okay, next question, Swami in the middle.
Brooks, one of the guys playing with you for the first 2 rounds is a guy called Sharma. Do you remember playing with him 6 years ago?
Yeah, we played the Challenge Tour in India, I believe.
Yeah, in India and Ahmedabad.
Yeah, what'd you say, 6 years ago? Yeah, it was a long time ago. So it'd be fun to get to play with him again.
Have you ever spoken to him since, or have you ever had a chance since then?
No, I haven't spoken to him since. I don't know if we're playing different schedules or what, but I haven't really seen him. Everyone, you know, you see him in the locker room, you just say hi, but that's about it.
Thanks.
Next question, David in the middle.
Brooks, the difference between your form in majors and regular events has been made a lot of. Just wonder, when you've turned up here this week, is there something that's actually clicked? Can you feel anything different coming into this?
I just practice before the majors. Regular tournaments, I don't practice. If you see me on TV, that's when I play golf. So, you know, I left Travelers and showed up to 3M on, got Tuesday night. So on Wednesday was the first time I touched a club in, 10 days? So, I mean, that happens week in, week out. And majors, I like to play the week before, find a rhythm, build a rhythm, and, you know, got over here Friday and have practiced. So I'm usually ready for majors.
Yeah, next question on the left here, please.
Do you plan to play in the Olympics next year? And what are your thoughts about playing in the Olympics?
I haven't given any thought. I'm focused on this week. So when I'm done with, when that time comes, I'll get there. But I haven't put any thought into it. That's not, I'm trying to finish off a good major run here. And then you got the FedEx Cup, and then the President's Cup later on. And from there, maybe next year I'll think about it. I'll give it some thought, but I mean, it'd be cool to play.
Next question, number 4, right at the back there, please.
Brooks, I'm sure Ricky's told you all about how beautiful Portrush is and the character of the place. What have you made of the course, the surrounding area, and maybe, I don't know, the Harbour Bar since you've been here?
Yeah, it's been fun. You know, got in, like I said, Friday, and I was just trying to get acclimated, just trying to get my feet under me for a little bit, and It's been fun. It's been fun to do. You know, we took a little drive around on Friday afternoon and then went into town. It's fun to go down there. Went down to the Harbor Bar, just kind of had some food, and it was nice to kind of see everything he's talked about for so long. We went and visited his parents, saw where he grew up, and it's neat for him. It's neat for me to see, because I feel like I've heard so much about this place. I just haven't been able to get here.
Next question in the front, number one.
With the Ricky connection, how have the fans been with you out there?
I mean, yesterday, it was about the only day there were fans. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I mean, I probably hear more Ricky, hey, Ricky's, what's going on, than anything. I'm sure he'll have, you know, quite a bit of friends and family out, and it'll be a special week for him for sure.
Is he enjoying that attention?
He has to be. He has to be.
John in the middle.
Brooks, have you ever played in a major championship without having played the week before?
Yeah, the Open every year. But I mean, I practice. Like I get here early. I practice. You know, Augusta, I don't play the week before, but I'm practicing going in. I usually go up, visit Augusta usually the week before, and then the Open, I get here early enough where I can get a few days in and kind of figure out a rhythm and figure out where I'm at.
But you said just now you always played before a major. So you mean you practiced the week before?
Well, every time I've won, yeah. Every time I've won, I've played. I just don't. Augusta, playing the week before, just usually doesn't fit my schedule. And then coming over here, I did it, I think 3 years ago. I played the week before. I just like coming over early and getting adjusted and seeing the golf course a little bit, because most of the last couple I really haven't seen, besides St. Andrews.
Doug at the back, please.
Someone, Brooks, had told you at the start of the year that your major record would be 2-1-2. Would that have been more than you expected or less?
I don't know. Man, I held myself to high expectations. I mean, the whole reason to show up is to win. That's what I'm trying to do. I think, yeah, it's incredible, but at the same time, it's been quite disappointing. You know, finishing second sucks. It really does. But you just got to get over it and kind of realize that, you know, anytime, you know, you put yourself in contention, you learn from it and move on. You know, I made a mistake there at 12 at Augusta. It really wasn't that big of a mistake. It just kind of, the wind direction. I mean, for 4 out of 6 guys to put the ball in the water, it just shows you that the wind kind of, everybody knows the wind does whatever it wants on that hole, and you just get unlucky. But and then at the U.S. Open, I just got flat out beat. So sometimes that's going to happen. You just got to get over it and move on.
Next question, front left here.
Brooks, 9 out of the last 10 majors have been won by Americans, including 4 from you. This could be the first time in a long time that the Americans go 4 for 4. What do you make of that recent trend?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, there's so many good guys that come out of college, they're ready to play. You saw it with Matt Wolff, all these guys, Victor Hovland. I mean, these guys, they're all ready to play. And I think, I don't know if the younger generation, I don't know why that is, but these guys just come out and they're ready. And as far as the Americans, I mean, I'm sure we've gone through a spell where it hasn't been that way. It just, everything goes in trends, I think, and I'm sure in a few years it'll go the other way. That's just how it is.
Okay, Ian on the right-hand side.
Brooks, a lot is obviously made about Ricky's connections with Portrush, but I just wonder if you could give us an evaluation of just how important he has been to you through this spell of such great success.
Yeah, he's been great. He keeps it light. He knows that not to talk about golf while we're out there. He knows if I'm getting a little bit tense, maybe upset, angry, whatever it is. He can tell just by my walk. He can tell, you know, just body language. And I think that's what makes a great caddy. They can kind of tell you, you know, a lot of times he'll just tell me to slow it down, slow my walk, If I get angry, my walk just gets a little bit quicker. And then, you know, under pressure, he knows exactly what to say at the right time, and that's what you want in a caddy. And I mean, I wouldn't want anybody else in my bag. I know that. He's been tremendous. He's part of the reason why I've had the success I've had. You know, I love the guy to death, and you know, looking forward to many years to come.
Can you pinpoint sort of one little intervention maybe in one of your major victories, just by way of an example?
Maybe have to go back to Shinnecock, I think was the one. I think we were 7 over after maybe 25 holes or something like that. And he turned to me and he just said, "You're not far out of it. I know it looks that way, but you're not far out of it. So get it going." And I kind of laughed at him, and he, for the first time, really got serious with me and was like, "No, get it going. You're not far out of it." And that kind of propelled me to have a good back nine and kind of put myself within striking distance on the weekend, and then, you know, was lucky enough to win it.
Yeah, Ewan at the back, please.
Brooks, you've spoken before about playing with a chip on your shoulder and how you use that to your advantage. Is the chip still there? And if so, how do you keep a hold of that the more recognised you become for the successes that you've had in the golf course?
You always have to. I think you always have to have a chip on your shoulder, no matter what it is. Every great athlete in every major sport always has one. You can vocalize it. You don't have to vocalize it. Like I said, over the last, you know, year and a half, I just felt like if other guys had done what I had done, it would be a bigger deal. You know, now, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I've got my own chip on my shoulder for what I'm trying to accomplish. I've got my own goals I want to set, and that's where I find, I guess, my chip is, you know, how many majors I want to win, how many wins, you know, my own accomplishments.
So do you feel you're getting the recognition now that you deserve?
I don't know. I'm over that. I'm over trying to get the recognition. Listen, you either like me or you don't. I mean, that's life in general. It's not anything I'm too concerned about at this moment. I'm literally just focused on golf. I want to play the best I can every week. I want to play well in majors, and you know, whether it comes, great. If it doesn't, then it's all right. I'm actually happy with my life right now. I feel like I'm in a good spot, and that's all that matters to me.
Okay, Todd on the left there, please.
Brooks, I know you want to win for you here this week, but given the kind things you said about Ricky just a few moments ago, is there a part of you that is playing for him here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there'd be nothing cooler. You know, to put it this way, I don't think when he grew up that he ever thought that there'd be an Open Championship here. And to top it off, I don't think he ever thought he'd be a part of it. And, you know, to be caddying and to be able to win one here would be maybe a legend, wouldn't he? I mean, he already is, but it'd be cool to see him win.
Mike on the left, please.
Morning, Bruce. I wonder if you just describe any mental, physical adjustments that you make to your game playing in a major and on a golf course like this, just totally different to what you normally play week in, week out on the PGA Tour.
I'm just focused. I'm worried, just worried about where to miss it, and I think my focus goes up tenfold when I'm in a major. Making sure everything's perfect. You know, from grip to alignment to wind, how comfortable I feel over it, and that's what's important. Physically, I feel fine. I got nothing wrong with me, which is nice. I'm excited to play. I feel this is what big players always arise, you know, to the big stages, and you know, that's what I'm trying to do.
Next one at the front here.
Brooks, you mentioned the creativity required on a links. How much more multi-dimensional is your short game now compared to where it was a couple of years ago before you started working with Pete?
Ooh, I thought it was good, but it was terrible. Pete will tell me it was like on a 1 to 10, it was a 1. So I'm a 4 now, if you're wondering. But yeah, Pete's been probably one of the best things that's happened to me. To take my short game from where it was and actually make it so I can be a little bit more aggressive. I like to be aggressive. And if I'm short-sighted now, I've got 2 or 3 shots that I can actually hit with 2 or 3 different clubs and still get it up and down. And, you know, the imagination and everything that he's taught me over the last, we've worked together for 6 years almost. He's been a good mentor too. Really, he understands that older generation of coaches is very different. You look at like Butch and Pete, they just know what to say, how to build you up and get you ready. It's not so much sometimes in the lead up to a tournament, but while you're there trying to build the confidence, and right before you go, you know, one of the last things, you know, they might say to you, you know, it depends. I've heard it from Butch and I've heard it from Pete. You know, it's just a little bit of added confidence walking to the first tee. They know what to say, the right things to say, and it's fun to be around that generation of coaches. They don't make them like them anymore, for sure.
Doug at the back.
A couple things, Brooke. What do you make of a guy like Furyk, who continues to be eligible for these majors at age 49 and hitting the ball short even by today's standards?
So impressive.
Have you played with him much?
Yeah, I played with him a little bit. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. He really understands his game, and I think when you fully understand what you can and can't do is when you reach your maximum potential, and he's done that. He won't do anything. He doesn't have the big miss. He doesn't have really any weakness. He's very solid all throughout the bag. And, you know, to be, would you say 49 and still playing in these and still competing and in contention, I mean, that probably won't be me when I'm 49. I can promise you that.
And secondly, how did you find Ricky? And assuming you understood him, at what moment early on did you realize this might work out?
Yeah, I think it was, I just played the Open Championship, the one that Phil won, Murfield, yeah.
Murfield.
And I was looking for a caddy because I was starting to transition more towards the States. And there was a couple names that kept popping up, and Ricky was the one that I kind of decided on. It was him, and there was one other name, and Claude was like, why don't you call Ricky first? That might be your best option. Go with Ricky. And so I called him. We had about a 30-minute phone conversation, and you know, I liked the way he went about things. He was kind of light. You know, he's joking on the phone, and you know, that's somebody I want. I want somebody that's not going to be so focused in all the time. You know, my personality, I'll laugh and joke on the golf course. I know it doesn't look like it, but the camera's not on us all the time. So he's pretty laid back. And then the PGA in 2013, I think, was the first time he ever caddied for me. And I think the way he went about things was different than any caddy I'd ever had. The confidence behind what he, you know, what he thought the club might be, or the wind direction, or what the yardage was. He was dead sure in it. He just knew the right things to say, and I think that's what makes a great caddy, and at the right time. And playing there for, you know, 4 days. It was the first time I ever played with Tiger on Sunday. He was able to kind of help me through that, and the way we went about that, I thought was super impressive. And that's kind of when I was like, all right, this is my guy. And then, you know, hopefully he doesn't leave me, but he's not going to leave me for a long time.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more questions briefly. We'll take David and then Joy. So David first, please.
At the last couple of majors, Brooks, you've said that probably only a limited number of players who can win, and that you feel you've got to beat. I just wonder if that number's higher or lower here, and if you could explain why it would be one way or the other.
It's the same number every time.
Even on the links course?
Yeah, I mean, unless you get bad weather, usually one of the waves, the morning or afternoon wave, usually gets. There's a few guys that'll make it out of that wave, but if the conditions are the exact same for everybody, yeah, the number doesn't change.
Okay, then Joy finally.
Brooks, you've been asked a lot about Pete and his role vis-a-vis your game lately, but just tell us about the role played by Claude in the last few years with you.
Yeah, Claude's like family to me. He's been tremendous. We started working together, I think, in 2012, into 2012. Claude's, I think, the best at what he does. That's why he's a part of my team, and hopefully he enjoys it as much as I do. It's something he knows. We only work on 3 different things. That's all in 7 years. That's all we've ever done is 3 things. So he knows to keep it very simple with me. I'm not going to be very mechanical. I'm not going to think about my golf swing, especially out on the golf course. I just see it and go. He knows that, and he understands exactly how I play. It's nice to be able to walk, practice rounds with him, and I get a bunch of time with him. It's important to building that relationship and understanding that comfort level of what he can and can't say. He knows. I told him at the PGA last year. I told him, just don't say anything. You can stand behind and nod your head, and he was okay with that. And then there's other times where Augusta this year. I mean, I pitted terrible for Monday till Thursday of my warm-up, and he just said one little thing, and boom, off we went. So he's seen my golf swing. I can't tell you how many times. So he knows if just by the ball flight, to say one little thing, and I'm off and running.
Well, Brooks, thank you for coming in. Best of luck for the week.